I'm Robert Lang. I'm here at the Star Studio in the Indianapolis Museum of Art, and I'm here to fold a swallow. So I'll start by folding the paper in half from side to side. And unfold. And then I'll turn it over. And now that crease I just made runs horizontally, but I'll fold it in half from side to side again. And unfold. Turn it back to the colored side. And now I'll fold it in half from corner to corner. Unfold, and the other direction, corner to corner. Unfold. Now I'll take the raw edge, and I'm going to fold it up to the diagonal. But I'm not going to press it sharp all the way. The only place I'll make it sharp is right where it hits this diagonal fold. And then unfold. Now I'll bring the raw edge up to that mark I just made. And again, I won't press it sharp all the way, I'll only make it sharp at the diagonal. And unfold. And then I'll bring the edge to that mark. But this time, I will make the fold sharp all the way. And then unfold. Then I'll rotate the paper and do the same thing. First the edge comes to the diagonal. Press it sharp here. Unfold. comes to that mark I just made. Press it sharp. And unfold. And then I'll bring the edge to that mark that I just made. And this time I'll make it sharp all the way across and unfold. Then I bring both edges together. And I'm going to pinch the corner and take that extra little flap and lay it over to the side. Press everything flat. And then rotate the paper. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'll take this raw wedge, fold it up to the diagonal, I press it sharp on the diagonal crease, and unfold. Then I bring the raw wedge up to the mark I just made. Press it sharp along the diagonal. And unfold. And then bring the raw wedge to that mark. And this time, I'll press it sharp all the way. And unfold. One more time. I take the raw wedge, I bring it up to the diagonal, press it sharp along the other diagonal crease, and unfold. Then bring the raw wedge up to the mark I just made. Press it sharp where it hits this diagonal crease. And unfold. And then take the raw wedge and bring it to the crease I just made. Unfold. Now bring both edges in together on the existing folds. Pinch the little corner in half and lay it over to the side. Now I turn the paper over. And there are existing creases here and here forming a cross. On this crease, I'm going to fold the paper in half. Then I'll take this corner and fold it down on the existing crease. On this side, I'll fold the paper behind. There is a small pocket here. I'm going to open out the pocket. And flatten. There is a small pocket here. I'm going to open out the pocket. And flatten. Now I'm going to lift this flap up. And as I do, I'll fold these sides into the center line. Both sides are in. I run my finger around the outside and press it flat. Turn the paper over. Now I'll do the same thing. Lift up the flap. I'll fold the sides in. and press it flat. Now I'm going to lift the flap up. And open out. The white layer to form a little cone. And I'm going to turn that layer inside out. So it makes a little colored pocket. Pinch that in half. Hold these layers spread. And fold that point over to the side and flatten it out. Pinch that in half. Hold these layers spread and fold that point over to the side and flatten it out. Turn it over. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. Open out the little white cone. Turn it inside out. Then fold that layer over to the side. And flatten it out. Turn it over. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. Open out the little white cone. Turn it inside out. Then fold that layer over to the side. And flatten it out. Now, one layer comes to the right. I'll lift up a flap. This edge and this edge line up. And then on the other side, those two edges line up. But I'm going to hold that fold in place I'll swing this flap down to cover it. And then flatten. But I'm going to hold that fold in place. I'll swing this flap down to cover it. And then flatten. And this layer can actually swivel around, and I'm going to adjust it to the angle that keeps these edges straight. Now do the same thing on the other side. Fold one layer over. The long flap folds up so that these edges are aligned. And down. And then it folds up so that these edges are aligned. This time I hold this flap in place. I'll bring the edge back down. Make sure that these edges are aligned in a straight line. And flatten. This time I hold this flap in place. I'll bring the edge back down. Make sure that these edges are aligned in a straight line. And flatten. Next, I'll fold this edge underneath. Same on this side. Turn it over. Fold the edges in. little pocket forms here. I press it flat. Fold the other side in the same way. Pocket forms. I press it flat. This tip folds down. And then back. And the whole thing folds in half. Tail flaps are folded up. The wings get folded up. We spread the layers of the head. And then press them flat. Spread the layers of the head. And then press them flat. Then we can open out tail and the wings, and we have our finished swallow.